All right, Birdman, we're still live. Thanksgiving season.
Yeah,
One
man.
of the greatest times of the year, particularly on the East Coast. Would you agree?
Yeah. Fall.
Um,
Anywhere where there is a fall season, it enhances it for sure.
I bought a bunch of boxes of Dixon Ticonderogas,
Okay.
just because. And also, that's our sponsor for the evening.
There you
Thanks,
go.
Dixon Ticonderoga. I also bought a manual pencil sharpener for the garage.
I like it.
I mounted it right on the thing. You know, I'm doing some work out there, cutting shelves up, whatever.
Yeah.
It just feels great to be like, I don't know, I feel like a man again.
Yeah, man.
It's great.
I hear that. I like the home ownership. I like the little things that come along with it.
I love it. And
I hate the big shit, but
but every time I go in the Home Depot, I can't walk out of there without $300
easily.
being spent. Like tonight, like literally tonight, for example, I went in there for some sandpaper, right? Because I'm trying to do this one little thing on the porch. Walked out with a wet dry vac, a Dremel moto tool, all kinds of stuff I didn't need. But you know what? Happy as a clam.
Yeah.
If you're anything like me, man, it's great.
I love me to Home Depot.
I'm trying to turn the garage into a man cave. So
Yeah.
next time you come out here, maybe we can have bunk beds out there and, drink whiskey all night or something. Welcome to RankEmz,
Yeah.
episode 10.
10, yeah. Gobble gobble
10.
turkey tits.
Look at that turkey
Gobble
tits.
gobble.
Gobble gobble. I love you to death until I don't. This is what I'm wearing in the logo video.
Oh yeah.
Threw it back on for you.
Yeah.
Didn't do my hair today. Got a little bandana. But hello everyone. RankEmz. This is where we talk about God knows what and make no sense. And here we are, Birdman.
Yeah, man.
What we got tonight?
So, well, here we are on the Monday before Thanksgiving. It may be predictable, but fuck it. This week will be a food RankEmz for sure. I'll give a little bit of background, but I'm pretty sure everyone knows what Thanksgiving is. With that, Thanksgiving's a holiday that's celebrated on the fourth Thursday of November each year. To me, it is possibly number one holiday.
I honestly, I think maybe we're close to agreeing on that.
Yeah, it's a time to relax. You get together with friends. You get together with family. You cook way too much food. I always have two dinners. I don't know if you do that, but I have the family dinner, and then I have the sandwich dinner too. That's like possibly 3 dinners, depending on how early you eat. I've been to some Thanksgivings where we're eating at 2:30.
We were always early afternoon.
Yeah.
And in my previous life, we had two families to get to. So we would do early and then late. So you were stuffed before you were stuffed. And
It's great though.
Yeah, it is great.
Yeah. Then you got 3 NFL games now. For some of the older viewers, you only had 2 NFL games back in the day, but they added that night game. It's a great way to kind of start the larger Christmas season. At the same time, I am very particular about not getting in the Christmas mood until Thanksgiving is done. I feel like I'm in the camp where Thanksgiving needs to be enjoyed. I don't put up a single Christmas decoration. It's different. I don't have kids, but I'm not doing any Christmas shopping really until Thanksgiving happens.
No, and you don't do that. And I think the people that put Christmas decorations up before Thanksgiving are just probably maniacs.
Yeah.
Right? They're probably the ones that have the inflatable shit, and it's like Eagles offensive lineman with a Santa Claus hat on. Those people are just those are just clowns.
Yeah.
Straight clowns.
So.
And the other thing is Black Friday is because you had the day off after Thanksgiving. At least in my since I've grown up and I'm not working hourly jobs anymore. Christmas, the next day after Christmas could fall on a day that it's just a work day.
Yeah.
You have the day off after Thanksgiving, and the day before Thanksgiving is a big party. You get together, see everybody.
Yeah.
I'm gonna, we're not ranking holidays. Thanksgiving, though, number one for me.
Yeah, I have a special place in my heart for Christmas, but holidays like Thanksgiving have crept up the list. I'm a real big enjoyer of 4th of July. Now,
yeah.
It's just
honestly, you're hitting the nail. For once, we agree.
Yeah. Now there's growing up as an adult now, these relaxing kind of eating and drinking focus days are really, really nice.
And I love cooking, man.
Yeah.
As a grown ass man, I love cooking and love the whole thing. Like it's spread out over the whole day.
Yeah.
You know, 4th of July, you're grilling some dogs, whatever, and the fireworks. Christmas, you're opening a present. Thanksgiving feels like a 8 a.m. to midnight, like just all in.
Yeah.
Kind of
Listen, I have that right on my notes here. Like part of my enjoyment of this whole thing is now I'm involved in the cooking process. So my wife and I are kind of, we're the ones that host Thanksgiving annually. So we've been, frying up turkey breast. We bake a turkey, do a couple different types of stuffing, all the other different sides. We have other family members that show up with their, specific sides. And with that,
I will
since
say
we're
one
talking
quick,
sides.
one quick side note. Oh,
Yeah.
Go ahead. You go first. I'll go second.
Since we're talking sides, that's what we're going to be ranking today. I'm sure that wasn't a huge surprise, but
I mean, yeah, it's a little bit of a wrinkle.
So I'll tell you what the sides are going to be, but go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off there.
No. So, for me, when have you ever cooked a turkey outside of November?
So growing up, my mom used to cook turkey, like probably
Easter?
3 non-holidays a year.
It's just so much freaking meat, and it's like, what do you do with the whole thing? And
she was most of the times would be just like a turkey breast, but she could still stuff a small turkey breast like with stuffing. So you would have like a mini kind of Thanksgiving at different parts of the year. Now,
I mean, we had turkey lunch meat all the time.
Yeah.
No. But like, when does any event warrant an entire 20-pound bird?
Growing up, my mom would do it 3 times a year outside of holidays. But
well, you guys always did it up big.
Yeah.
You're probably the exception to the rule here.
Oh, my wife thinks it's extremely weird. Like, she doesn't.
It's just so funny. Like, you don't see turkey stuff outside. Like, I love turkey. I love turkey legs. You go to Disney World, you get a turkey leg.
Yeah.
The lunch meat obviously was like a staple, but like, you never throw a whole thing in the oven.
Yeah.
At least we wouldn't. You weirdos would, I guess. Turns out.
All
right, well,
that's the way it is.
Just thought I'd throw that in there. So hit us with the sides. I know my number one already.
All right, so I know this is a lot of times this is very specific to a family. So I tried to be a little bit generic, but at the same time I wanted to keep it to 5. There's probably 17,000 sides that we can rank. At the end of this,
there's also Glenn. Glenn's a side.
Yeah, we could also rank him on here if we'd like to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but. We'll leave a little bit of time at the end. I'd like to hear your others that kind of didn't make the list, and I'll give you 1 or 2 of mine as well. So the first one's going to be your candied yams or your sweet potato casserole. So basically, any type of yams or sweet potato side dish. So whatever kind of was specific to your family. Number 2, mashed potatoes. I think that's enough said. Prepared multiple different ways, but most times, we're having some type of mashed potato side. Stuffing. Many varieties to this one. I do remember growing up, my grandmother would actually make 2 separate stuffings for different factions.
One inside and one outside?
Yeah, but so there were different factions within the family, right? So one was a traditional stuffing. The other one was oyster stuffing. So do you ever hear of oyster stuffing?
You're stealing my thunder. Of course I have. We'll get to this when we get to this.
But this oyster shit she used to make was green. And it fucking smelled horrible. It was bad, but whatever.
You were always a pansy eater, though.
Yes, 100%.
Still are. Yeah, you're getting better, but still not. You're not there.
Number 4 is cranberry sauce. So growing up, we always had the jellied glob that came out of the can and still looked like the can. But I also want to throw in here like the actual like homemade whole cranberry stuff. A little bit different, a little bit more tart. We always had both, but I was definitely more a fan of the canned shit. And then the last one, I had to put a veggie on the list. So I think this is a staple at most Thanksgiving, but your green beans or your green bean casserole. So this is always a mainstay at my house. A lot
it's
of people,
like the ingredients, right? Isn't it like 1 can of Campbell's cream of
mushroom, and then like those onion chips at the
fried onions, yeah.
So that's for the 5. Candied yams, mashed potatoes, stuffing, cranberry sauce, green beans or green bean casserole.
This honorable mention list could go on and on. I'll keep it short, but
Do you agree that this is at least like I like a dinner roll?
These are the staples. Well. Yeah.
But I don't think a dinner roll warrants being ranked here.
Yeah, bread's
Also, gravy is not a side for me. It's a topping.
It's a must. It's a must. It's a must-have.
But it goes on all this stuff, right? So that's just it's just like the turkey. The turkey and the gravy exist everywhere. So this was just kind of some of the stuff. So start telling me what kind of dipshit I am.
No, you're on point for once in your life.
You know.
This is a great list, by the way.
Yeah.
I have a couple honorable mentions. I'll keep them short, but I do have some thoughts.
Yeah.
You want me to kick it off with number 5?
Yeah, let's hear this number 5.
Donovan McNabb, number 5. I love the guy. One of my favorite quarterback of all time. McNabb. But my number 5 on this list, Cranberry.
Really? Oh man.
Never understood it, and I know this is going to be a little bit, like we always say, controversial. My dad loves it. More recent years, it's not just a cut up can with the ribs still in it. Just like it looks like the inside of a Campbell soup can. I never if I got a turkey gobbler sandwich or whatever, hold the cranberry for me.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not a cranberry guy. I enjoy it as a thing. I just don't want to touch my turkey and my taters and my stuffing. None of that. So I totally get it, and I understand why people like it. Hard number 5 for me because it's a personal preference. I don't like sweet things. Like if I get a salad and there's raisins in it or whatever, or strawberries or whatever kind of fruit in it, I don't want it.
So do you?
I like this. I separate savory from sweet.
Do you not like the flavor of cranberry? Like, can you drink a cranberry sauce or a cranberry juice or like?
Love it.
Okay.
I love the flavor of it. I just don't like it touching my savory shit.
Got it.
Personal preference number 5. Hard number 5. Cranberry.
Yeah, that's a big mistake, but whatever. I'll go with it. My number 5 was not difficult. And could you guess what my number 5 is going to be here?
The veggie.
Yeah, so green bean casserole, right?
Something that's healthy.
I'm not a veggie guy. That's not too difficult.
We're going to go healthiest to least healthy. I think I pretty much can nail this for you.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's not a hard number 5 for me. In my time on this earth, I have ever only eaten 1 spoonful of green bean casserole. And the only reason that is the wife made it while we were still dating, and I didn't have a choice.
Oh, you had to choke it down. Yep.
So, and I'll tell you what, I didn't love that spoonful. So, it was a negative situation for me, a negative experience. Easy number 5.
Well, even like growing up, like, would you guys have green bean casserole, or was it only like once you met your wife?
No. So at like our family's green bean casserole was always a thing. And then at regular dinners, my parents always had like lots of vegetables, and I was just never into them. I don't eat corn as an adult. I just admitted that to everyone. I don't like
corn on the cob.
I can choke that down, but I literally have to choke it down.
That's not even a vegetable, man. That's like basically
it's a starch.
Like a candy.
It's a starch. Yeah. It's ridiculous.
What about popcorn?
I like that, yeah.
All right. You coat anything in butter, I guess Dennis is in.
Butter and salt, yeah.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, so that's my 5.
There.
Yeah.
I disagree there. You're probably going to hate my number 4. I always found these kind of bullshit.
All right, what is it?
Yams and sweet potatoes.
Really? God damn it, man! You have a thing with the sweet. You don't like the sweet.
Well, first of all, I'm not a sweetheart like you are. I'm not a twinkle toes, But yeah, just like the fake marshmallowy thing. I will say, and this is a testament to my ex mother-in-law, whatever she is. Mm-hmm. She would make the best like sweet potato casserole thing. It was all kind of like brown sugar. It was all in one thing. That was tasty. But to me, it's more like dessert.
Yeah.
I don't mind like a pumpkin pie or a sweet potato pie, that kind of thing. And I think you kind of messed up here on this list when it comes to Thanksgiving desserts.
So
I'll let you go. I'll let you go on it. I get it. We had to keep it to 5. But for me, yams, sweet potatoes, that whole thing, I do like. I don't want them next to my turkey. I want a whole savory meal. That's why they're number 4. They're not terrible by any stretch, but to me, they aren't dinner.
So we're gonna just pause right here. You're not gonna shit on me like that. Name me 4 traditional Thanksgiving desserts.
Pumpkin pie, apple pie, sweet potato pie.
Which is pumpkin pie.
No, they're different.
It's basically the same. Yeah.
Organisms, ice cream, fucking donuts. The list goes on and on, man.
What kind of asshole has donuts at Thanksgiving?
You're the one that has donuts as dessert. I'm not the dessert guy. You are.
That's what I'm saying. There is one dessert, which is pie, and maybe 2 to 3 variations of pie.
Cherry pie, apple pie.
No one eats cherry pie at Thanksgiving. They eat
pumpkin pie,
apple, like pecan pie, apple. Pie. Those 3. You can't make an episode out of that.
I didn't say we needed to make an episode. I just said you were stupid.
You said because I forgot the desserts. What do you mean? This is specifically the sides. I couldn't do the favorite foods. Fuck off. My number 4.
I'm going to find a new co-host.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
All right.
We will see. Number 4, mashed potatoes. I figured this one could be a little controversial. I will agree that a good mashed potatoes with some good gravy can be delightful. But it's always kind of an afterthought for me at Thanksgiving. I like to have a spoonful, a small little glob of it. Also, growing up,
nothing's more appetizing than a glob.
Yeah. Listen, the cooks, my grandmother was not the best at the mashed taters and gravy. So, in her defense, a lot of our Thanksgivings were like 20 people plus. And she was always trying to kind of stretch the gravy to the point where sometimes it was hot brown water. Like, that's literally what it tasted like. So there were a lot of Thanksgivings where the gravy was just a little ruined. And I think if you don't have a good gravy, your mashed potato is never as good.
Yeah, but I think because you're an Irish family like us, right?
Yeah.
So we had a tendency to like overcook things.
Yeah.
And try to stretch it for more people. But like skin on mashed potatoes, if you really do it well, like as an adult,
very good.
They're very good. But I do agree with you. Like the 80s Thanksgivings, 90s Thanksgivings, it was just like a bunch of mush that they were trying to feed the kids.
So the 80s and 90s is not a focus like a lot of our other episodes, but just
every other episode. Let's be serious.
That has like been ingrained into my head. Like I can remember those shitty mashed potatoes. Listen, love you, Grandma, but your potatoes were bullshit. Potatoes were bullshit.
God bless her. They were probably just like the potato flakes.
No, she always did real ones, but you know what? They were overcooked, so they were a little waterlogged. So anytime she would mix them, you would get the lumps. I
love how you say waterlogged. It's waterlogged.
Waterlogged, whatever. Whatever.
I love it. All right, am I on 3?
Number 3.
Green beans.
Okay.
Now, I think your family, just in that same vein a second ago with potatoes, probably butchered them, and they were an afterthought. But if you have like actual green beans that are kind of al dente, that are good, maybe a little almond slices on there, whatever. But the traditional, 1 pound of green beans, 1 cream of mushroom soup, and 1 French's fried onions, I could take or leave that too.
Yeah.
But, even if you go to like an Asian restaurant, like a dim sum place, I was at the other night, if they do a green bean, like al dente, like very well done, they're a fantastic vegetable, man.
Yeah. We just went to, when we were in Vegas, we went to Din Tai Fung.
I love that place, and they have the best.
So we got these garlic green beans, yeah.
Lights out, right?
Yeah.
So I think this is a product of our families, like being Irish, they just overcook shit, right? Like they always say, like my grandmother always cooked meat to the gray stage.
Yeah.
My dad still loves burnt meat. Like it's terrible. Like if I cook, like I cook for my my parents or whatever, I have to cook one like section of stuff for me, my mom, and my sister, and I have to like burn a steak for my dad because that's what he grew up on.
Yep.
So green beans could be higher for me, but I'm going with your kind of school of thought with the
the trauma.
90s overcooked.
It's the trauma. You know, it sits with you.
And like they probably got them out of a can, right? Like green beans in a can.
My grandmother always did frozen ones. She would get a frozen bag from the Acme.
They suck. They suck shit too.
You know.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. All right.
So
my
number
I'm
3.
going green beans. Veggies are higher for me than they are for you.
Yeah.
A couple honorable mentions I'll get to. That's why they didn't rank as high as they did.
Yeah. All right, number 3, candied yams, right? So growing up in our family, it was never the sweet potato casserole. My mom would always make these yams where it's basically like chunks of yams or sweet potatoes in this brown sugar gravy, like syrup stuff. Which sounds similar to what you were talking about. My number 2 and 3 went back and forth. The thing with the candied yams is, I just like a little taste of it.
Mm-hmm.
So we would have these big, it was almost like a half a yam. You would take like a half of one of those. And that was enough with a little bit of that gravy. It was good. It was really good.
Did you do the marshmallow thing and all that?
So there were never marshmallows in it, but I kind of, for those listening, I ranked that, I pushed that all together. So the yams dish for me was candied yams, but I kind of have them slated right in the middle, number 3.
I don't mind it as a food. It just doesn't feel like dinner to me, right?
Yeah,
like
I hear that.
That's the thing. Don't hate them.
Yeah.
Number 2, mashed taters. The reason why is because we had mashed potatoes like 3 times a week growing up.
Mm-hmm.
Again, Irish, right? You just overburn meat and you throw some mashed potatoes. It's my sister's favorite food, I think, till this day. But they always got like zhuzhed up for Thanksgiving. It wasn't like weeknight mashed potatoes. It was like mom went for it. Skin on in some cases.
Those red skin
taters? The red skin ones, not the brown ones that you can't really eat the skin. I still remember to this day my mom was like so afraid of pesticides and whatever that was on potato skins. So we would be like, Mom, can we eat the skins or no? And like some nights she'd say no, some nights she'd say yes. It just depended on how much she scrubbed them.
Yeah.
But Thanksgiving, there was like bacon in there. It was all kinds of stuff. And they were like, you waited all year for those.
Yeah.
So we ate a lot of taters as an Irish idiot, as you can imagine. But that was like the Super Bowl for taters. And we would fight over them, and you'd make the little trough, and you'd fill it with as much gravy as you possibly could.
Little meniscus?
Uh-huh. So, surface tension, whatever.
Yeah.
Meniscus is the down, I think.
I know.
I'm not a scientist or anything like that, but, I'm smart. I'm at least smarter than you. Yeah. And delicious. And a little black pepper on there. We'd fight over it, and I would, like, mush the turkey around with it. So, yeah.
Now, listen, I get it. When mashed potatoes are done right, they can be very good. It just, some of that prior trauma just still sits with me. So, my number 2...
You're eating those potato flakes. I know you, man.
My number 2 is the cranberry sauce, right? And I'm talking the straight canned, jellied cranberry sauce.
Just cutting slices with the ribs on it?
Yeah. So the reason this gets a bump is because the importance of the leftover sandwich. You take the bread, little mayo on either side, and you kind of like do like a cranberry jelly. Like you chop it up to little pieces and like kind of spread it as a spread before you put it all together with the turkey and everything and the stuffing. I love dinner too on Thanksgiving, which is a sandwich. So we'll usually eat early afternoon, and then by 8 o'clock, you're watching that night football game. I always love getting the stuff out of the bags and the Tupperware, making that sandwich, and like a lot of times it's on some of the leftover dinner rolls, if not some good rye bread. And that layer of cranberry sauce on top of the mayo really does it for me.
2 things: cold or hot. First of all,
most times cold.
I love it cold.
Yeah, like I'm talking 8 out of 10 cold.
Yeah, it's not like frosty cold, but like you know, cool.
I'll tell you this: if cranberries is going on it, it's only cold. If I'm doing a hot turkey with a little bit of stuffing and gravy, there is no cranberry on it.
I don't eat mayonnaise very often.
Yeah,
it's very rare.
Yeah.
But on the leftover Thanksgiving sandwich, it's a must-have.
A little salt and pepper on top of the mayo, and then I put the cranberry on top of that. Oh, it's so good. My mouth is watering right now.
Watering. Um, I don't know how a mouth waters.
I don't know what to tell you. It's how I talk, man.
I'll probably eventually stop breaking your balls about that, but
Yeah.
not for a while.
Not till episode 52.
Yeah. But yeah, mayo for me is rare. It's like chicken salad and leftover Thanksgiving stuff. That's about as far as I go on mayo.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this is a dumb. There's no reason we should even be talking.
Yeah.
Stuffing is the number one, hands down, heavyweight champion of the world when it comes to Thanksgiving sides.
Yeah, and as you can all tell, it's the same for both of us. So
when you think about it, like I even mentioned, like, do you make turkeys outside of November? When was the last time you had stuffing in like June? You just don't. Like, you wait all year for it. Now, I will come back to your comment, so hold on, with the oysters and all that stuff. But stuffing in general is my favorite freaking thing.
yeah,
And I like it with a little alt meat in there. You throw a little sausage in there, whatever.
sausage. Yeah.
I like the mushrooms. I'm a mushroom guy in general. I do not hate this. I do not hate the oyster thing. I do not hate it. One year, my mom fucked it up so bad that like we had to throw it out, and I still came back to it the next year. I don't really understand. I think it was like a Native American thing, or why the oyster was like, it was like I don't know where that started.
Yeah.
I think it was just like whatever you had. I think it's probably an East Coast thing, right? Like you talk to somebody who's traditionally from Texas, they probably have no idea. There's no way they don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But it does add, it imparts like a moisture thing, but for me, it has to have sausage in it, man.
All right, so here's this question. My favorite part is it's stuffed in the bird, but the section on the outside that gets the crispies.
Oh, the outside that gets burnt a little bit.
So I like, you take a little bit of that with some of the soft, mix that together with the fucking gravy. Oh man.
Well, we always had to do the inside the bird and the outside the bird because there was more stuffing that people wanted than could fit inside the turkey, and so the whole top crust of the casserole dish would get kind of crispy on top. And I love taking like legit like day old baguette, like not just the shit you get off the shelf, right? Like the breadcrumbs in the bread aisle. Like if you really do it with old bread and do it upright, my goodness.
So I'll tell you what we've been doing. Since we've been doing the deep fried turkeys for Thanksgiving, I usually do both, right? So we'll have a turkey out back and then one in the oven. The one in the oven gets stuffed. I also make extra in the crock pot. And you would be surprised, like I got this recipe that you make this crock pot stuffing that is really, really moist. It's kind of all the same ingredients, and you just let it cook for like 4 to 6 hours. It comes out real nice.
Does it brown like all around the bottom of the thing?
Not as crispy, but it browns.
Yeah, I'm in charge of a lot of things here this year. As you know, I bought this new old house.
Yeah.
And I'm in charge of a lot of things. So Thanksgiving this year is going to be a little stressful for me trying to make it. But I put that on myself, right? Like my mom
It's fun.
offered to cook, but I like doing it.
Yeah. You're the man of the house, and like it's fun to be the boss man, but at the same time, that is, like you said, that's a 2 a.m. job. Like you start early and you finish late.
I got to smoke a turkey this year.
Oh, that's a lot. Yeah.
So I'm literally, you talk about 2 a.m., like legit 2 a.m. I'm out there getting it started and going back to bed.
Yeah.
Gonna be fine. You know, just need like a half dozen shots of whiskey all day and I'll be fine. But we'll get through it.
Get to watch the ball game and it's great.
Yeah,
I absolutely love it.
Everybody likes watching the Lions lose every year, right?
Yeah.
I mean, hopefully the Cowboys also this year. We'll see.
Yeah.
I don't know what the third game is, but I don't know who voted on why those two teams play every Thanksgiving, but it is what it is.
I enjoy it. It's a tradition, and it's always on the TV. It's always been on the TV since I was growing up. It will always be on my TV. Yeah, it's a fun day.
You know what else? You know what else it is? It's like family members that you haven't seen all year, and it's awkward. So at least you have like one common thing to talk about is football.
Yep.
For a second. I also like that NBA does Christmas Day now. That's cool too. But
Yeah.
Although I digress. One of the main things you missed, and it's a polarizing food. People that love it, love it. People that don't, hate it. Brussels sprouts.
Okay. It was never a staple at our Thanksgivings.
Because it's a vegetable.
No, we had other vegetables. They always did corn, lima beans, the green bean casserole. I don't know.
You lived in Lima, so you had to have those.
Yeah. I just don't ever remember Brussels sprouts.
No, but I feel like Brussels sprouts when we were kids were like overboiled and disgusting and awful. But now people like brown them up and put bacon in there.
Yeah.
And they're like awesome. I probably couldn't pay you to eat one.
Yeah, it's not my flavor palette for sure.
Yeah, but like they're in vogue.
All right.
So that's probably like just an honorable mention in general.
So my honorable mention, which I didn't put on the list because I don't think it's at every family. This was not in our family growing up, but has been included in my Thanksgivings. Mac and cheese.
Yeah, that's that. Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up.
So like I said, I want to mention it. It's not in our rankings. I know it's not a traditional side in all households, but I was told about this as a side. I love having an extra carb on top of other carbs. You got that stuffing. You got the red.
Yeah, why not?
You have the mac and cheese. Like, I'll tell you what. It really goes well. It's not sweet, so it kind of fits your flavor profile for the Thanksgiving dinner. It's a homemade mac and cheese. I'm not talking about no Kraft box stuff.
Yeah, of course.
I really love it. If you've never had it, if for those out there listening have never had it, it's worth a try. Even just do a small one, It's a great addition.
Do a big one. Fuck it. Go,
Yeah.
We're coming out of this pandemic. You might as well do a big one.
Yeah. That's my favorite, like, alt side that we've added to the menu here in Texas.
Yeah, I can't disagree there. Stuffing, easy number one. Easy.
Yeah.
One other thing I did want to mention before we go here. Alt meat.
Okay.
So
I've never done an alt meat, but
we do. My mom, I don't know, however long, 10 years, 5 years, a whole fillet.
Oh, filet roast.
Yeah.
In addition to a turkey?
Yes.
Okay.
Always a turkey. Turkey is a staple, 100%.
Yep.
But the alt meat, I feel like that's a great addition too.
So we've done the filet roast at Christmas instead of a ham or a turkey. But we've never done that as a separate secondary protein. That's pretty great.
It's glorious.
Yeah.
You're not deep frying it or whatever, but you're trying to make sure it's like that perfect medium rare inside.
Yeah.
The whole thing.
It's good for everyone because the ends are more well done. The kind of middle is more your medium rare.
You can select.
So your dad can take the end where it's shoe leather. Mm-hmm. You can eat that center bloody piece.
And it's glorious, man.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie to you.
No, I wouldn't hate that for sure. I would eat 2 pieces of that and 1 piece of turkey probably.
Couple shrimps for an appetizer. You make a whole day of it.
Yeah, apps are another thing that we could rank. Like I said, leaving the dinner rolls off. Dinner roll is a very important part of the Thanksgiving meal for me. I don't think it rose to the level of some of these other sides.
No, yeah, it's not really a side. It's just a staple. It's always there. This is a good one, man. Carbs like on carbs on carbs on carbs on carbs, and then go have some pie, and then have more carbs on carbs between bread.
Yeah.
Favorite holiday.
I know this, for the fans out there, it's not the most surprising topic, but it is Thanksgiving week. Had to do something Thanksgiving related. Maybe next year we'll kind of take in some of these alt sides and these alt dishes. So let us know what's kind of on your mind, what your families are doing, what's been important in your house that you think we should rank for next year.
Love it. Great list for once. You didn't blow it.
Yeah, I blow it a lot.
Yeah. Trust me, everybody knows, especially me. Why don't you wrap us up there?
All right. Gobble, gobble. Thanks, everyone, for joining us on RankEmz this week. We look forward to being back next Monday with a new RankEmz list. Please share our content if you enjoy it. Follow us on all social media apps at RankEmz Podcast. We're on the TikTok, the Facebook, the Instagram, and the Snapchats. Please smash that like button. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Comment.
Smash it.
All links will be listed below by our producer and engineer, Smittay. Smitty, happy Thanksgiving. I hope you and the family are doing well. And thanks to all of you for listening. We'll be back again next week, man. Thanks, Wheels. Gobble, gobble.
Love you, bro. See you next time.
Happy Thanksgiving, bud.
Right back at you. Cleopatra.